1 Million Cups. I'm the code lead along with Incubizo, who's manning the Zoom room and everything else, setting everything else up here. Right, I have a sunlight shining on my face, which makes me think that the projector is right in my eyes. This is like a great way to start doing the emceeing this morning. All right, well, I see a lot of familiar faces in here, so most of you are going to know what I'm sharing next, but some of you might not. Yep, thank you, Carmen. Carmen, the magic sound maker out there, works with us too. She's a volunteer organizer and is managing Incubizo here. So for those of you who are new or haven't heard this story before, 1 Million Cups is a nationwide program that educates and engages entrepreneurs. So there are over 106 communities meeting on Wednesday morning for coffee, just like we are doing a version of what we're doing here today. And it's started by the Kaufman Foundation. That's a nonprofit that's in Kansas City, Missouri. They are the people who provide the platform that we do our program from. So the whole idea behind being here at 1 Million Cups is that we provide ideas and connections and tools for startup entrepreneurs for success. So even if you're not a startup entrepreneur, if you're pivoting your business, you've been in business a long time and you're introducing something that's a whole new revenue stream or a different direction, you can apply to be a presenter here at 1 Million Cups. So the whole point about this is that we are radically inclusive. Right, that's their terminology that they have given us, so we want to be fair and open and honest when we're working with people who are presenting here. And then, I already said the bottom part, right, we're active in 107 communities. So welcome everyone for coming here today. So who has been here before? Can you raise your hand if you've been here before? All right, for those of you online, we have about 20 people raising their hands. For those who've been here before, you know that we have a Zoom room. Daryl, how many, do we have folks in the Zoom room today?
No, but we do have some on...
Okay, and then we also have a few people on our YouTube Live. So we have a YouTube Live channel. If you haven't subscribed, if you can subscribe to that. I think we're at a high number of 87 or something like that right now. So really it's just to help us make sure that we have a place to give the presenter back what they're doing here. So if you want to see what you did today, if you're a presenter, if you're a coffee sponsor or something, you can go back and look at that platform. All right, so who in the room has presented here before? Lynn, Michael, Ian over there, right? Thank you guys for coming back and re-supporting the community and helping people just like you were helped here. All right, and now for the big number. How many people are first-timers? First-timers. All right, so keep your hands up because we give a special gift to you first-timers. And everyone will get this journal, this 1 Million Cups journal. We do have a community in Ann Arbor that was launched out of this group. We had a colleague who was coming here from Saline, driving here from Saline every morning, just like a lot of you keep coming back here for. And she got so excited about how this works, she decided to launch one in Ann Arbor. So if you ever feel like, you know, there's a time you want to get into a different group, you can always go to the Ann Arbor 1 Million Cups. It's at Bamboo downtown, in downtown Ann Arbor. All right, so we are looking for presenters in the month of June. Okay, so you'll see a presenter today who's going to, share with us who they are, what their business is, and where they're challenged as a business owner. So if any of you are inspired after this or even during this, you can go to 1millioncups.com/present and apply to present. There's 3 main questions. What we want to know as an organizing committee is who referred you, like who inspired you to go ahead and apply to present, because that person might end up coaching you as you become a presenter. And we also need to know who it is that you want in the room, because our organizing committee is pretty big right now, and we have a lot of contacts. We want to make sure that if you're going to present, there's someone in the room that can give you some support to what you're challenged with your business. And on that application, we also want to know where you're challenged, right? What your challenge is. So that's what we'll be talking about later today. Now, speaking of organizers, do we have organizers in the room here today? We do. We have about 18 on our team. So if you guys want to raise your hands to show who in the room here are volunteer organizers. So we have a bunch of volunteer organizers, and even though we have a lot, we still are looking for a marketing person to help us. Isn't everybody looking for marketing, right? But working with us on our volunteer team, you're going to be doing less than 5 hours a week, maybe even like 3 hours a week. And we have a bunch of people that are doing marketing. So we have a person doing LinkedIn, a person doing Instagram, a person doing Facebook, a person doing YouTube, right? Wouldn't that be magic if you could have that in your company? But we have that in our volunteer organizers, but we do need someone to send out a mass mailer that has to be done once a week. We might be having our LinkedIn person transition out, because he's been here about a year. David Benjamin, yeah, might be transitioning out. we are looking for someone to post what's happening here on our Wednesday mornings on Instagram. So if you love Instagram and you want to add one more thing to your plate of busyness, it would be really great if you would consider being one of our volunteer organizers. And then of course we are looking for coffee sponsors. We found out when our HQ people came and visited in March that we're one of the few communities who do a new coffee sponsor every single week. Like some people just have one person sponsor coffee or one company sponsor coffee for a whole month, or they have repeat programs that come through, but we give that opportunity for coffee sponsors every single week. And how does that benefit you guys? Well, if you're a coffee sponsor, you get about 5 minutes to actually pitch. If you are a presenter, you're presenting your business. No presenters can pitch to sell their business. You can't ask for investment, but coffee sponsors can pitch. So often it's a bank or it's a company who's looking for a different audience to get in front of. So there's a benefit to sponsoring coffee. And what does that mean? You provide free coffee for like this many people, 50 people, and maybe a snack tray if you feel like it. All right, moving forward, these are our upcoming presenters. So today we're gonna have Quantum Franchise Group, and on May 7th, we're gonna have Ametha Bowman, who is a business coach and also an organizer for the Ann Arbor community, and we're gonna have an update from Danielle Brown with Yuma State Bakery. And then my work belt, I think I saw the owner over here, he'll be here on the 14th, and then Talent Solutions Now will be the second presenter. But we are, as you can see from this list, we're looking for June presenters, so we can start applying, we're ready for you. And then I mentioned earlier, there's an iPad going around. Is it still going around? Does anyone have that iPad in front of them on the table? Yes, okay, so if there's anyone that needs it, can you raise your hand and we'll see if someone back there will jump up. And yeah, there's people up here in front that need that iPad. So, just see if there's anyone.
It's back there.
Yeah, all right. Thanks, Ryan. All right, so now it's time to introduce our coffee sponsor, Valerie. So Valerie from Holistic Health, I'm passing the mic over to you.
Woohoo!
Really the thing you guys want to hear about today, but I'm going to talk for a couple minutes first so I can tell you the things that I want to say, but this is the most important thing for you guys today. Okay, do I need the clicker?
Do you want to use the clicker yourself?
Sure.
Okay. You can? There you go. Okay, so I'm Valerie Penz. I'm a board certified functional nutrition practitioner. This was not my first career choice by any means, but here I am. Before I dive into how that all happened and what I'm going to talk to you guys about today, I've learned over the years that nobody cares what you know until they know why you care. So the pictures on the screen are the reason why I care about nutrition, about health and wellness. So the picture on the left, those are my two kiddos, that's Noah and Ella. The picture on the left, they were 10 and 8, drinking their green smoothies, so I'll talk a little bit about that later as well. The picture on the right, that was taken this past fall, they're 20 and 18, both away at college now. But when they were 3 and 1, I had 10 pediatric specialists between the two of them. So my full identity was doctor visits, medical bills, procedures, medications, and it didn't feel like a realistic way of life, and I didn't see a path forward. You don't start as a young mom thinking that that's going to be your identity. So I started researching. I started looking into alternatives. Alternative led me to alternative medicine. Alternative medicine led me to what are the options within alternative medicine, which led me to food. From there, I went back to school for nutrition. Originally, I was a music teacher, so this is very different. I didn't even like science in high school, so that was a tough ask for me. But if there's any parents in the room, you know what you do for your kids. So I went back to school, started Holistic Health by Valerie in 2015, where I was only working with pediatrics at that time because my heart was with kids. Then went back and got additional certifications in cancer care, menopause health, nutrition for detoxification, nutrition for sleep, nutrition for mental health. So I've had all sorts of fun now working with all sorts of clients. So today, Holistic Health by Valerie offers, I use a telehealth platform. It's a HIPAA compliant, high trust certified platform, thanks to COVID. Previously, I was working out of a wellness center, and COVID switched me to telehealth, and I kind of never looked back. So that means I can see people all across the country, which is terrific. That's individualized care.
I also offer corporate nutrition and wellness programs, which I will talk a little bit more about in a moment. It's a really exciting field. And I volunteer. I definitely have a heart for service, so I volunteer my time. Schools, churches, there's a picture of me at a middle school in Lake Orion. I've done a series of cooking classes. That picture's in there as well with the folks with the orange bags that have to give out gifts. The picture on the left, the lower left, that was a corporate wellness seminar for a web developing firm. And then the upper right corner is in-home wellness programs, and that's just some fun stuff I do because everybody likes to talk about food. So, and everybody likes to eat like me. Okay, why do people start caring about nutrition and wellness from a corporate standpoint? So the number one reason is to cut costs on healthcare. Every organization, company wants to lower their healthcare costs. Having healthy employees is the quickest and easiest way to do that. And I am the person to help them, to walk alongside them and teach them how to do that. In addition to that, it certainly reduces the amount of sick days a person will have, that inter-office negativity. If everybody's feeling better, you're just overall in a better mood, right? Certainly it reduces that overall risk of chronic disease and symptoms. It increases productivity. Again, people are happier to be there, less like midday slums, all of that. And really, I don't know if you know, I'm a Gen Xer. So Gen Xers, we were taught to work to the bone. Work till you die. Like, no matter what, right? No breaks, no time for anything else. You work to achieve. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but the generations after us are like, you gotta be kidding. No, I want a life-work balance. I want to be valued. I want to be appreciated. And if not, I'm out. Like, that's right. So we're learning a little bit from the generations after us. So in order to attract and retain top talent, in order to say, we have a wellness program, and we're here for you, we care about your health and wellness, that really makes a difference. So in 2019, I published a cookbook, which is a great time to do that in December of 2019, when you have a book tour all scheduled for 2020. Everybody knows. Everybody's life got flipped upside down in 2020. I'm certainly not the only one. I do have copies of my cookbook here today. So again, that kind of happened organically. I was writing recipes for clients. I would say, okay, so yeah, we got to swap this out for that. This is sabotaging your efforts for that. Here's how you're gonna, but how? So I started writing the recipes for them. Then those recipes would get shared, and they're like, you should teach cooking classes. Okay, I'll learn how to do that. From the cooking classes, you should have a cookbook. Okay, I'll learn how to do that. So the cookbook is here today. It's available if anyone's interested in picking that up today. It is naturally gluten-free, dairy-free. It's anti-inflammatory, high antioxidant. So in order to do that, you strip away things like white flour and white sugar. So if you have questions about the cookbook, definitely come talk to me. Again, that's an easy way to get in touch with me. Scan my QR code, talk to me today. And now I'm going to talk about what this card is. And we do, I think, Daryl, we have a couple of minutes for questions if you guys have questions for me. But I'm going to be walking around when I'm done talking to every single person in this room because our coffee is from First Watch. Has anyone ever been to a First Watch? They have multiple locations. Yeah. Everybody in this room today gets a $20 gift card. Ooh. I told you that you were going to love that. That's wow. One lunch at First Watch. If you've been there, it's like, yep, that you'll probably have to pay for the tip, but like, yep. And to be fair, it is a picture of the $1 million bacon on there. I am not an advocate of but the $20 at First Watch is a good thing, right? So I'll be walking around giving everybody a gift card. Is there any quick question that anyone may have for me? Yes, Daryl.
Just real quickly, so with COVID, how were you able to pivot and still grow your business?
Yeah, that's a great challenge. Actually, COVID was beneficial for me because everyone became aware of their health and wellness overnight. Yeah. And really, now that we have a better understanding, so in the scientific community, we have a much better understanding now of those that were in the hospital due to COVID versus those that weren't, those that died from COVID versus those that didn't. It all had to do with the type of bacteria that was sitting in your gut.
Really? Wow.
Welcome fiber. Fiber in fruit, fiber in all vegetables, leafy greens. That has to do with the type of gut bacteria. So that made a major difference from people who, like me, were a carrier and were never sick, and people who unfortunately died from COVID. It had to do with the type of bacteria that was in the gut. So being very aware of health and wellness, that actually was beneficial for my practice. That helped me a lot. Any other quick question? And I'll be sticking around today, so if you want to find me and talk to me, like I said, I'll be giving out the gift cards anyway, so we can chat then. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope I get to meet each and every one of you. Thanks so much.
Speaker, right? Like a pro public speaker. Thank you. Yeah, she does that too. She does that too, amongst all these other amazing things that she was just showing us. Plus, right? What a grab! I want a first watch card, and I'm doing the M thing right now, so I prefer to go to get good food. All right, well, thanks. That was really great. That was a longer pitch than normal, but we have one presenter today, so if that happens to work out and a day you're sponsoring coffee, woohoo! All right, so it's time to introduce our speaker today, David Jackson. Jamar, you were coaching David, right? And David is...
I'm here.
Coming up, okay. So David, you get to take the mic now. Now, before I pass the mic to you, you can come on up. Just for the amount of new people that are in here, here's how this next part works. David's going to get about 5 or so minutes, 5 to 8 minutes, to kind of talk about his business. He's going to talk about who he is, what his business is about, and what his product is, and then he's going to share with us his challenge as a business owner right now. Okay, he's going to share with us his challenge. And then the rest is up to us. So we're going to come up, anyone who if you have a connection that you want to share, you can come up and just say on the microphone for our YouTube audience and for him later. You can just say, I have a connection for you, my name is, and this is the connection, let's talk after. Or if you have a suggestion or maybe an experience that you've had that relates to where he's struggling as a business owner, please come up and share your experience. If you're someone that services what he needs, you can say your name and I want to help you, but don't pitch from the stage. So there's some rules, right? Don't pitch from the stage because that's all done now. Had Valerie do that. But you can absolutely come up and say, I help people do this. And you can educate all of us with the thing that you know about that you think will help them. And then it's just like a minute or so on the microphone. Does that make sense for everybody? Most of us are familiar with this. So David, I'm going to pass you the microphone, and then when it's time for people to come up and support you, they're going to line up over here towards your left. That way there's like a 1 million cup sign in the background of our YouTube videoing. Okay, all right, here we go. And then this is this clicker for the slides. You just push them up to the right. There you go.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Appreciate the opportunity of being here. Jamar, thank you for the exposure and all. David Jackson here, and my company is Apollo's LLC. I've invented a product called the Easy Jump Rope, and we all know the benefit of jumping rope, right? It's a great cardiovascular activity, works your arms, your legs, total body. The one thing we don't like, or I did like, were the interruptions, the start, the stop, the tripping, and I didn't have a rhythm. So there were companies out there that kind of had an idea, and you take a rope like this, it's out there in the marketplace, and you twirl it, and you mimic jumping rope. And I would see guys in the gym doing it, ladies, and I said, well, I get the idea, but that doesn't look right to me. So I came up with an alternative, and it is called the Easy Jump Rope. So I'm kind of multitasking here, so forgive me. And so the Easy Jump Rope, so just imagine, I've got 2 ropes here. I'm going to demonstrate it. So, 2 ropes. This is patent pending. Yeah. And I want to give myself some room here, but I just want to show you if I can. So, I got the feel of jumping rope. Feels like with no stop, tripping. For my seniors who can't move their knees or their hips, they can do this or whatever. So, as you can see, this is, I think, a very good tool for those who want to jump rope continuously and maintain your rhythm. And as an old sales guy, when you miss your rhythm, you miss your goal, you miss your purpose. So it's very important that if you're going to exercise and take full advantage of this opportunity in terms of using this rope, that you need the easy jump rope because it's going to make jump roping easy. Now, what's my challenge? Oh, come on, yes.
Oh, you probably don't need it, but.
Yeah, I need more arms. To what? My challenge. The verticals for my product are awesome, but they're kind of intimidating too in a way. I mean, there's so many, right? You got digital marketing, you've got gyms. I can see it applicable to the Veterans Administration, personal trainers, influencers, physical therapists. So I'm at a health fair, and as I was leaving, a physical therapist said, hey, I like your product, I can use it in my practice. So I'm thinking, well, okay, I can see maybe use it as a warm-up before your patient gets into the body of the exercise. He says, no, I can use it with my Parkinson's patients because people with Parkinson's and cognitive disabilities, having the ability to get movement, to hear sound, to get some form of exercise, helps their mobility, helps their mood, and he says, I can see where I can use it. So I had no idea that could have been a lane for me, but as you can see, it is. And then jump rope manufacturers, people who create sports equipment, retail opportunity, hospitals, and wouldn't it be good if you could get some of these major sports companies like Nike or Adidas to want to brand this and then market the senior market? It's massive, and you never see those commercials. Those commercials are pretty dear for the younger people, and I get it, but what an outstanding opportunity that would be just to target, because seniors are much more active now. They understand the science, right? Eating right, exercising because of the quality of life. And I think that could be just an excellent market. So what have we done thus far? Well, I've got a brand, got a website, got Facebook, Instagram, some video content. I've attended 2 health fairs. And what was really inspiring at the health fairs, not many people showed up, but everyone that showed up at my table bought a rope, and even the presenters that were there came and bought one. After I kind of demonstrated what it would do, and then if I saw a person at one fair and they remember me and I'm at another fair, they says, hey, I bought your rope, I'm buying 3 more because my brother needs to work out, my sisters need to work out, so I can see that, at least my product is popular in that marketplace. So I mailed out some samples to a few of the therapists. Obviously, I'm working with Jamar, who's really been excellent in helping me out. I dropped off some samples at the YMCA. Lessons learned, telling my story kind of sells the rope. And the proof of concept is there. I'm more benefit focused than product focused. The product will sell itself, but I sell the benefit. When I talk to the seniors that come up, I say, hey, what going up and down the stairs and pushing the grocery cart, in the store, I try to kind of paint that picture. So that style in terms of presenting my product has been successful. My issue is that my follow-up is poor. I think because this is a new space for me, it's perfection over progression, and it should be the other way around. So I kind of feel like I've got this hot Ferrari in the driveway that's shining, ready to go, and it's in park, and I need to get it on the street. And bottom line, I think is my mindset. So I've been in sales for 40 years. I worked with a major insurance company. I had 40 agencies in Metro Detroit. I understand the business. I understand putting in systems and processes and building businesses, the insurance agencies and all. So I kind of get that. That was my comfort zone. This whole e-commerce, developing a product, kind of getting in this space is different. And I think sometimes I feel a little bit intimidated and I don't move as aggressively as I should. I get it, but I think I just need, you know, some help in terms of navigating me through these marketing waters, if you will. So my conversation is, when you look at the market, you've got 25 million active seniors in the United States. You've got globally, you've got 1 million customers, unfortunately, that's suffering with Parkinson's. You've got 100,000 that are being diagnosed every year. So the marketplace is there. For me, I just need to know in terms of what type of system can I put in place to scale my business. What niches, there's a lot of different ways I can slice it. What niches should I target? Should social media be a primary focus? Who should be my best partner? And I've got some ideas of what that should look like, but I would love to get your feedback. Manufacturers. Right now, I've got a manufacturer in China. And it's been working out, but my concern is just shipping time and some other issues we may encounter with the tariffs. I mean, it's just kind of shaky now. It's not that stable. So I really need a USA partner. So that's something I'd like to discuss. And then also, I think this could be a great product to license. And so that can certainly be an option as well. So that's me, David Jackson. That's my website and my email address. The Facebook and Instagram, I'm there. I haven't done much. And the reason I got on Facebook and Instagram is because my son said, Dad, you know, you need to have a Facebook account. I don't have a Facebook account, so I kind of got that going, and Instagram. And I've got some video content as well. I just don't really know what to do with it, you know, because when I go to the gym, I like going to the gym, working out, and I've taken some video, and it's there, but I just kind of need to put it all together to make it all work. So, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Good show here today, people. It's a good show here today. What great presenters we are having. All right, go back to that slide that has the 1 through 6. Everybody in the room has something on all of these things. So I think you heard him continuously thanking Jamar. So Jamar, if you can stand up for a second, because I know how shy you are. Jamar is on our organizing committee as a volunteer, and he also works for Oakland Thrive, and David happens to be in his zone, so he's one of his consultants. So it kind of double worked for us today, because if you decide that you want to present in June, we need presenters, you know, you'll get assigned a business coach, and Jamar is one of our business coaches, along with myself and Daryl and a couple others. All right, who would like to come up and share some support here for David? Don't be shy. I know one of these 6 questions somebody knows something about, had an experience with, and help him move on. So come on up here to my left, your right, and we'll just pass the mic to each other. So once you express your support, just turn behind you and hand it to the next person in line, and we'll kind of keep you in the center because we have a YouTube audience, okay? Here you go.
All right. Hey, David, great presentation. Jump roping, as you said, you're new to Instagram, new to Facebook, is a huge explosion on both those platforms right now. I would say if you can find out how to get your product to a person on Facebook called Lauren Jumps. She has 565,000 followers.
Wow.
And if Lauren Jumps, and if you can get your product to have her do basically, hey, let's test this out, you can use it for that, but there's a bunch of other fitness people out there. And the reason why I bring this up is because my daughter does weightlifting and bodybuilding, and she had taken a picture of her back muscles. Within one picture, she had 85,000 followers. So you need to find influencers at gyms and such like that to be able to basically just do a test of your product online on their Instagram page, and that will start getting the message out.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Lauren Jones, yeah, she's on Facebook. Like I said, 565,000 followers. She's out of Australia, but that doesn't matter.
I'm global, man.
There you go, I know. All right, who's getting this
Thank
one?
you, appreciate that.
Hey, David, how you doing?
Good morning, sir. How are you?
My name is Michael Muse. Definitely, I love what you're doing. For me, when I look at your question, the first strategic partner I was thinking about was AARP. They're always looking to expand their reach within the people who are 50 and older. Partnership with them would be great. And then the next thing I thought about, you get a subscription model set up. That way, not just buy the rope, but they pay every monthly fee to be in your community, to get updates, get tips, see testimonials, and having that camaraderie. Even if it's just, I'm just going to the 10, 15 bucks a month, and maybe once or twice a month, you give them that personal interaction. I think that'd be a great start.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, and I've got other versions of the rule coming out where they're digital, and you can tie it to your app, you know, when you can actually track, you know, so I can see building that community. So, great idea. Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Hello, David.
Yes.
Congratulations, good job.
Speak up just a little bit so Crawford, you can.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, all right, congratulations, good job. I like your product because for various reasons. I used to be in the trucking industry, and as you know, with truck drivers, they don't get much exercise. And I would keep a jump rope in my vehicle just because it was easy to transport. It was easier than a set of weights. And when you're working all the time, you don't have time to go to the gym. You know, I think everybody in this audience might need one of these today.
Well, I do have some product here too, for a hefty discount.
But I was wondering, are you on Amazon?
Now, I'm embarrassed to say, I started on Amazon account, I went through the process, and I believe I'm done, I haven't done much with it.
Okay. That was the first thing that came to my mind was Amazon.
Yeah.
Because, you know, a lot of people shop through Amazon, and it's real convenient to get, and it's at your house the same day or the next day, and I personally think that would increase your sales tremendously. Okay, all right. And how much is it?
Well, it's on my website, it goes for $16.99, but for all of the 1 million couples here, I've got a deep discount for it, so.
Okay, make sure you have one for me. 'Cause
Okay,
I need
awesome,
one today.
appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Melissa McClare Davis, and I own Wise Digital Marketing, which is a marketing agency. I help small businesses find new customers. So I really appreciate your presentation. I think it was really well thought out, but I saw these 6 questions. And as a marketer, my first thought was to find out a little bit more about, I don't see the strategy behind this, so a little bit about your goals, because that's going to determine, I'm not sure if these 6 questions are in priority order, what are you really focused on? So the business goals to me are the most important thing, and I didn't get that from the presentation. So could you just expand a little bit about the goals, because that's going to help drive some of the marketing that you need from a strategic standpoint. What makes sense? So what are some of your overall business goals? Are you looking to be everywhere? Do you want to like niche into certain dollar amount? Can you talk about that?
You know, that's a very good question. So my initial vision for the Easy Jump Rope is to break into the active senior market and get more seniors to want to use my rope as a mode of exercise. Even those seniors who have been on the sofa and want to get up, they were afraid to jump rope. But now, because needs, but now they got an opportunity. So, and maybe this is a broad stroke, but I saw just a senior market because it's so vast and so big. That would be my market. And then now with people with cognitive skills and working with physical therapists. So my thought was, if I can get in with those companies that supply the physical therapists with their exercise equipment, then that would help me scale my business. So to your question, which is a good one, I haven't really boiled that down, you know, which I should know better. But I've got this, you know, my vision is to be everywhere if I can, where this would apply. And right now I can see it, you know, globally, I can see it within a lot of gyms. So there's a lot of different ways you can slice it. And in terms of what percentage of the marketplace I want or how much money I want to earn, I haven't really given that a lot of thought. I think if I get it out there, if I get the right eyeballs on it, if I get the right exposure, the right machine behind it, I think that it can just really blow up. So that's something I need to work on. Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I think it'd be great because you can get it everywhere, but like, what do you want, especially in this stage of your life? What's going to be fun for you? Because getting it everywhere is a lot of work. It's going to be hard. So working with the seniors, that may be fun for you. So that's like a carved out portion.
Yes. So a great point. So to me, this is almost like a ministry. If I can get more people engaged in exercise, especially in my age group, I'm 71, and if I can get more,
No way. No way.
That's your selling point.
No way.
That's the story right there. That's the story. That's the story.
So if I can engage them into exercising, feeling better about themselves,
I'll take two.
and better about their life,
I am
then to me, whatever comes will come. And so that's kind of my main goal. So, but that's a process. And that's kind of where I trip up sometimes. You know, it's like, what is the process? And I don't mind starting small, but I think what happens is I look at the big picture and not necessarily the steps to get there. But, you know, that's a great point. Yeah.
Okay, I want one of those ropes too.
My name is Sri from Unique Solutions. I will be presenting my work belt as a product in a couple of weeks. I applaud you for your keeping up with your physiques and coming up with the idea for helping the seniors. There are two distinct markets I see for you here. One is children, and another one is the senior. And before I do that, first thing you need to bump up your price. That's very cheap. So when you lower the price out of fear that people may not be buying it, then you are fighting in the street dogs race. That you need to go above that. That's my recommendation. Again, you think through how you do it. Because you're going into the specialty, then the specialty have to be different from the regular jump ropes. Now, that's one suggestion that I would like to, and the second suggestion I would like to offer you here is, you are asking for partners. Your partners, state senior center auditors. There are probably about a dozen, maybe half a dozen auditors. They work for state.
I'm sorry, they're auditors?
Yes,
Okay.
state senior center auditors.
Okay.
They go to all the senior centers in state and they evaluate whether they are doing up to the code or not, and they give them the license, they cancel their licenses. So they are the best advocates to tell you where this product can fit in the senior center markets. That's one. And second partner for you is independent living centers. So this is the communities. They are like apartment complexes, but they only take the seniors. Now, if there are gazillion out there, you just have to look for the independent living centers or independent living communities. They are called ILs or independent living communities. They are seniors that are aged enough, but they don't depend on anybody. They are the perfect market for you. Either you can collaborate with them and sell these through that, or you can ask them, hey, can I present this to your community? And in a snap, if you go to one community and create an event in that community, you're talking about 150, 200 customers right there. Maybe more than that. So there are easily, I can imagine, no less than 200 centers in state of Michigan alone. So that is something, it will give you a pretty fast brand recognition. And the third point I wanted to offer you is, can I use this?
Sure.
There is a major challenge here, you see. You have an EZY,
Right.
whereas EAZY. That's confusing. When you're going into a million pieces of this,
Yeah.
that's confusing. You will have yourself contradicting in the customer's mind. And second part I wanted to offer here, if I look at this one, there is no way that I can contact you.
Right.
So you don't have website name, number, or email address, nothing. This is completely need to be redone for those 2 points. But marketing gurus out there, they can give you much better than what I'm offering. I hope I'm not hurting you feelings by giving you the critique. Those are the, because it's very hard to swallow the mistakes for us. When somebody pointing in the public, that's even bitter. My apologies for coming up.
No need for that.
So those are the things I wanted to offer you. I hope I'm giving you help today.
I do, I appreciate that. And I mean, I want candid feedback, so it's all good, I appreciate that.
I'm glad to hear that. I wish you good luck, and you have a great market and you have a great product, and I see a very big opportunity for you to capture, but one step at a time.
Thank you.
I'm skipping time.
Hello, great job. I'm Jewel T. Leonard, and with Get Crystallized, we help businesses find their lost revenue by automating manual processes. So a couple things. So, I know we talked about the seniors, but I personally am a parent of I'm a daughter of a senior, and so you might want to consider targeting children of seniors for awareness, and then do like the events, because senior, like trying to get my mom to do anything coming from, the child, they're not always receptive. But if they're in community with each other and your friend has a jump rope and they see them having fun, then they can help kind of nurture each other into doing it. So that could be like an easy fix by just going to, like everyone else has said, going to the different senior centers and just showing up and making it a fun, do your own health fair and have it focused on, have vendors there and charge them, but then it's your health fair, so you get all the contact information. And then you can market to those people. And then when you get ready to do that and automate it, that's what I can help with. So when you talked about scale, my question was, are you talking about scale in terms of your product, scale in terms of your reaching other people? What did you have in mind? Okay, so I can't help with that. But with the automation, and if you're familiar with digital marketing, so if you needed someone to help with that, I can definitely help with the follow-up piece. So once Melissa gave you the advice about finding your niche. Once you find your niche and then you get your messaging, then a great way for you to stay connected is to build that campaign where it's like someone purchases the jump rope and then they get a welcome email. And then maybe you do, like, here's an exercise you can do with your jump rope, and maybe once a week you send them a new exercise and you feature another senior who used the jump rope and they're like talking about how much fun they had. And every week you send that out, and then word of mouth will scale for you.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I had. Thank you. Keep it up. You look great.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello. Congratulations on having such a wonderful product. My name is Miriam Everhart, and I'm a chef, baker, owner of Purple Heart Pastries, where I make fattening desserts, fattening food. So that was my segue. So here's the issue when you're a baker and a cook. You have to taste all your food, and you gain weight from that. So before I get to the niche market, that's the first niche, is food company owners, like whether it be like caterers or restaurant owners who are pretty much in the restaurant all day. They can do that on their off time. So restaurants, I'm just thinking off the bat, like Avenue of Fashions right there on Livernois, which is just a strip of restaurants. And people who never leave just go one by one and just sell that robe. But as far as scaling the product, I have information on how you can do that if you want to get it into big box stores, so we can talk about that. But the niche, okay, so I am your niche market for several reasons. The first one I told you about. The second one is that I'm a senior and I live in a senior housing unit right here in Ferndale. So, and I am responsible for planning events. So we can get you right in. Get you right in, help those seniors. And I'm also going to be part of the board that is responsible for making decisions for the housing units all over the country. So they own not just the unit in Ferndale, but all over the country they have units. So that's really easy. I'm also a veteran. So we could get you involved with Michigan Veterans Affairs. So you know veterans who are disabled or whatever have challenges, and there are a lot of senior veterans that tend to be a little older. That's not an issue. I just had knee replacement surgery like 4 months ago, and so I had to go through physical therapy at Beaumont. So that would be an excellent way to, procure just having that product in the physical therapy units all over, not just Beaumont, but all the hospitals. Just contact the procurement department and see how you can get your product just as a product as part of the gym.
That's a great idea, and just a quick story. I happened to be in Texas last year, and I had some product. I was visiting a friend, and his neighbor had just had a knee replacement surgery. Right. So I said, well, hey, you can take this rope, and maybe as you're rehabbing, and help you to recover. An endorsement saying this rope really helped me to recover in my rehab. So I've got that in my arsenal. So yeah, that's I think that's fantastic.
So that's perfect.
Yeah.
And then you've got all these big mega churches in Detroit where most of them have is it physical therapy, not physical therapy, but exercise department, whatever. There's a person that's over that, and they often have health fairs, so I can help you get introduced to that person and be part of that network. And Pastor Winans is a overseer of churches all over the world, not just the U.S., but Africa, all over. So we'll get your product all over. So that is basically that's my suggestions or my input. So thank you, and I'm looking forward to your success.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Wow, that was amazing information. Okay, my name is Lynn Drake. I own a company called Compass Commercial, and we help businesses lease buildings and purchase. However, what I wanted to talk to you about is when I started in my business, because I'm really a sales lady, really honestly, just like you, you're a sales guy, right? And what I started doing is I went after everybody in the room, and that's not my target. So I would suggest, and it's your decision, but for me, what I finally did was I realized I needed businesses with a certain amount of income before I go after them. So you had a great list, right? I would suggest that you go into, do you use AI?
I do.
Okay, I would suggest you take all of those groups that you're looking at and ask AI, where is the most income gonna come from?
Good prompt. Good prompt.
Get a prompt, right? Because otherwise you're running everywhere and you're doing all this stuff, and that's what changed for me is once I started doing that. So another idea I have, you asked about process. I live by process, as these people know. Do you use Google or Microsoft?
Google.
Google, okay. I don't know the exact name of it, but it's like Turma, T-U-R-M-A or something like that. It is a process tool, and it is free with your Google account. So, once you figure out how you're gonna do all this stuff, you need to put all the information in there, and you can also assign it to third parties. They're amazing tools. I have used both. I'm not an expert in the Google, but I had to, I was a volunteer for an organization and I had to build it for them. And it was super easy and I never even used it before. So, okay. And I'm in the same age group as you, right? Just FYI. And last but not least, you know the automotive companies, they have all those meetings, big meetings where people come, vendors come.
Yes.
Why don't you look to see if Nike or some of the big sports companies have those meetings that you can go to and get a table? That's my suggestion.
Thank you so much, thank you.
Are you glad that we're recording this on YouTube?
Yes, I am. I'm trying to remember all of this, you know.
Hi, I'm Melanie Summers of Melanie Summers Creative. Enjoyed your presentation. I was just made aware of a double dutch club for women over 40. And that's right up your alley, because you don't look 71. So women over 40 who are trying to be healthy and aware of their health probably would be a great market for you. Tony, he was just here, he actually let me know about it, and I got the website pulled up right here. There's a Michigan chapter in Grand Rapids, and it's all around the country, so that might be a good place to get some info. Yeah.
That's a great idea, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you, Mel. Drake Pfeiffer, Oakland Drive, and I'll be real quick, but once again, great presentation. I want to say I agree with what Lynn said, but I think you have something that's general market. I think just like luggage used to have 2 wheels and now has 4. You have a product that can appeal to anyone from 8 to 80, and I think that everyone can have this. I know it sounds kind of hokey, but I love the idea of you doing. I could see you in an infomercial, and you being your own. You like Jack LaLanne of 2025. And I just think selling the safety benefit of this. I looked up. How many people die of jump rope? I didn't get the actual number, but I can imagine there are people who get injured and die just from tripping over the jump rope. You remove that hazard, and so this is not just a ergonomically in a safe way to exercise, but it makes practical sense from a safety standpoint. But so that's it. Great job again. You're your best advertisement. Look good. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, how you doing, David?
Fine, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, David. Wonderful idea, and I'm just looking at who you are. I'm Gary Winston. I'm an accountant, and I deal with Michael over there. And I think what you need, you're the visionary. You know what you need? You just need somebody to put that strategic plan together. Let them exercise. All those ideas were good, but you get a plan that's laser beam focused. And you just stay your spot to say what you want to do and focus in on that. And I think you'll do very well because the idea is good, it's sound, and you just need somebody that's going to execute. That's all you need. And you're right there. You're right at the door for success.
Yeah, that's great, and I do feel that. I feel that I've got the vision, but I just need help with the color.
That's right.
Color it in.
You are the man. The vision is the most important part. Most people don't have the vision. It's something that you can't really. It's like magical. That's the sizzle in the steak. You can't go and be taught that. You have to just feel it, and then you feel you got a good need, a good niche that you fulfilling it. And so, get somebody to help you execute that plan. I was listening to all the way. I say, David, never gonna do all that. Do what you do, because you do a crucial spot for that plan.
Thank you.
Who do you know that can help?
Oh, it's a bunch of folks in here like that.
So we're going to do that connecting afterwards. That's going to be one more support for you, David, and then we're going to do announcements, and then we're going to do a group photo. So here you go.
Hey, I'm Jeremiah Majid. I just want to tell everybody God's real.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Yeah. So my suggestion is I think you should have, like, you know, you have a QR code. You should have testimonials, and you should have like a tutorial connected to like when you buy it. So like when you purchase it, so say like you go to the senior center, so you purchase it, right? And then whoever purchases the product would have the ability to be able to teach whoever the product is for. So they could use it themselves. But like as soon as you buy it, you would have a tutorial to go with.
Yeah, and just to let you know too, that's a great point. On my website, I've got a demo video.
That's perfect.
So when you pull it up, you see me kind of going through the motion. So
yeah, so that's what my own suggestion. So it's like when you, as soon as whoever purchases it should be able to be a teacher.
Great point. Yeah, you're right. Thank you, young man.
Oh my gosh, what a great presentation today, right? Let's give him a hand for being vulnerable. Oh, I have a clicker.
I got it.
All right.
Sorry,
Yeah. Okay, so if anyone wants to get in touch with him or share what you just shared verbally with David, you know, he probably could use that, like, direct, how do you communicate? Email? Is that your favorite way to email? So just, you know, if you have suggestions or you made some of those longer suggestions that could help him in the future, if you want to send him a synopsis, there's his email address. That'd be really helpful. All right, thank you, David. You did a great job.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, so we are wrapping up our program today. We just have a few community announcements. I'm going to start with one that's not actually on this list. So Faris Alami is the owner of International Strategic Management. You guys might know him or see him around. He is launching a capital readiness program that's going to start on May 6th. So capital readiness is if you believe that you're at a point in your business where you can maybe qualify for a loan or make sure that you have everything in order for some kind of a loan. Going through this program will help you to start to figure out, you know, make yourself ready, I guess is the way I want to put it. It starts on May 6th. You would sign up on his website. It's myisminc.com/capital readiness. Anyway, it's on Facebook and other places like that. All right, so April 23rd, there's a Berkeley Chamber.
That's tonight.
That is tonight. Is that tonight? Berkeley Chamber networking event for those of you that need to do more networking. You know, Berkeley's a great community to be out and about in. So where is that? Is it Level Up? Is that the place?
No, it's at the...
Anyway, Berkeley Chamber. Daryl's trying to remember where it's at. So that new good networking event, April 24th, streamlining operational efficiency. Are these Thrive events?
Yeah, all of the ones from April 26th down.
Okay, so streamlining operational efficiency. Is anyone here involved with that?
Sri.
Announce anything else? Sri, you do have a picture on the screen with a QR code to sign up for this, right? So streamlining operational efficiency, what time is that at? What time? 10 o'clock. At 10 a.m.
10 a.m. tomorrow here at Incubizo.
Here at Incubizo. So they want you to register. There's the screens here have the QR code up on it if you want to come to that, or you probably can just come and talk to Sri. He's going to be one of our upcoming presenters as well. And then April 26th, the 5th, and the 6th that are listed here, these are all Thrive events. They can be found on the Oakland Thrive website. Just go to events. The 26th, Balancing the Books. May 5th, Technology Risks and Mitigation. May 6th, May 6th, that's you, Lynn.
Yeah.
Lynn is doing a program for leasing and purchasing commercial real estate for business owners. That could be fascinating. She's a wealth of knowledge when it comes to real estate. So May 6th, is that online?
Yes.
It's gonna be, no.
Oh, I'm sorry,
It's gonna be at the Detroit Library.
At the Troy Library. So if you want to go see Lynn about the leasing and purchasing commercial real estate for business owners, it'll be at the Troy Library, but is it going to be hybrid? Online too, or no?
No, it's just in person.
All right, you got to go then. You got to go if you want to get this information. And then the last one, May 6th, the Entrepreneur Empowerment Blueprints, building your business from idea to execution. And again, we had Vibe provide our coffee a couple weeks ago on May 1st, Thursday, May 1st. That's next week. Next Thursday. In Ferndale, they're opening a branch in Ferndale. They're going to have food and wine and snacks, 5 5 to 7 if you want to check out a new bank or, interview banks so we can get ready for your capital readiness. And we are very soon to be starting networking, but before we do that, 2 things. One, Incubizo is a live working space. So if you wanted to stay and work here after 10:30, this is the common room where you would work. Just to remind you that there are people already working all over this building, so you want to make sure that you're not too loud in your networking. So that comment, and then we want to thank Valerie for her time in presenting. She did a great job today. If you did not get her Super Bonus gift for paying attention, which is the First Watch card for Snack and First Watch, she wants you to raise your hand so she can make sure that you get one of those cards. She has a couple left, so hold your hands up for Valerie. And then the last thing here on the screen, we do a group photo that becomes the thumbnail of our YouTube. So we would love you all to be in that photo, and we want you to tag yourselves and pass the word about coming to 1 Million Cups. That QR code is where the photos end up. So Carmen Elaine, who is also the facilitator for Incubizo, is a magnificent photographer, and the QR code goes to the gallery of all of the 1 Million Cups pictures that have been taken by her. You guys might even find a good new headshot in there because she just takes random candidates of people, and it's awesome. So check out that if you haven't QR coded that yet. All right, so we're going to gather up front here. We want to say thank you to everybody for presenting. Welcome to 1 Million Cups if you're new, and we'll call it a wrap.
Woo!
Thanks, everyone.
Not yet. I'm letting it catch up on here, so until I exit it.